Hey there, it's Alex with Lover Fighter Writer, and in this video we're going to talk about the elements of a high converting landing page. Now, I recently made a video where I showed how to create a landing page with GrooveFunnels using a template and really quickly and easily. But what I didn't cover is what actually composes a high converting landing page. And I went back and looked at the landing page that I made, and most, but not all, of the elements I'm going to show you today are present there. So first we're going to look at this document that I made. We're going to talk about the elements of a high converting landing page. Next, we're going to look at an example of a high converting landing page that I actually use in my business. And then we're going to go back into GroovePages in GrooveFunnels, or GrooveCM as it's now called, and we're going to actually look at how we could edit that landing page that I made. I don't know that I will actually edit it, because if you want to see how to edit a landing page, you can just go and check out my other video. I don't really want to spend a lot of time covering the same thing twice in a recent time period, but that is there if you want to see it, and I will link to that video in the description. So this is just a quick mock-up of a landing page that I made in Google Slides, and there's basically 6 elements of a high converting landing page. You have your header and branding, which is usually just a logo at the top of the screen, in the middle or the left, and it can also include the name of the company or whatever other branding materials you may want to include there. And to be honest, this is really the most optional element of the landing page. You don't technically need a header with branding. It's just that it tends to increase trust. When people see a recognizable logo, even if they don't recognize it, when they see a professionally made logo on a website, it says, okay, someone has actually taken the time to get a professionally made logo for this website. It's not just some fly-by-night slapped together website that someone is trying to trick me with or something. It's a real website run by a real business. So that's kind of why that's important, but that is an optional element. Next up, we have the main headline, and the main headline is usually the first text on the page, but it doesn't have to be. And it's also usually the largest text on the page, but again, it doesn't have to be. The main headline is just what introduces the main topic of what is being offered. So on a landing page, typically I'm talking about an opt-in type landing page. So it would be a landing page where you're looking to collect someone's information in exchange for a reward of some kind, like a lead magnet, such as a PDF or free video training. And then the next element of the landing page is compelling copy. Again, this typically goes underneath the main headline and is typically smaller text, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. If someone wanted to get really creative, they could, mix that up a little bit. And this can be as short as one sentence or as long as multiple paragraphs. It really depends on what your business does and what you're giving away. And this isn't a hard and fast rule or anything. It's just kind of my way of thinking about it. But the way I think about it is that the more information you're asking from them and the more they need to understand about the offer, the more you should write in your copy. So we'll talk a little bit more about that when we look at the example of the landing page, and we'll also talk now about the opt-in. So the opt-in is either a pop-up or a form box, which is going to collect the required information. And examples of information combinations that you can collect include email, name, email, and phone number. You could include business name in that, or whatever else you need in order to properly provide them with what you're offering and get in touch with them in the future. So the example that we'll look at, I just collect name and email because I'm just trying to build an email list there. It's for my affiliate marketing business. So I don't need to get people's business name or their mobile number or anything like that. I just need the name and the email, and I could just go with email address if I wanted, but I like to try and get people's names so that I can address them by name if I want. And the next element is an effective image. And there's a lot of different ways to create an effective image. I just kind of put this smiley face here to represent it. And the reason there's an arrow is that a trick of the trade, which can be very effective, which a lot of people use, is they will use an image that is pointing in some way towards the opt-in form. So it might be a person looking at the opt-in form, it might be a person actually physically pointing, it might be literally something with an arrow pointing, it might be something else that's sort of directional and guides the interest towards the opt-in. And that's what the goal of that is just to get people to pay attention to the opt-in, to look there, and to potentially engage with the form. And then the final sixth element of a high converting landing page is a footer with links to any relevant policies, such as privacy policy, terms of service, and anywhere else that you want them to be able to go from this landing page. Now, you don't really want people to be able to go many places from your landing page. Really, the only thing you want them to be able to do is opt in, but providing a footer with links to at least a privacy policy is necessary. It's necessary for legal reasons in most places, and it's just also a good practice. And if you're selling something yourself, or in certain other cases, you might want a terms of service, you might want other policies, or you might even want to link to your homepage or to an about page or something like that, if you think that people might need additional information, like if you're offering something fairly complex. So just to review, we have 6 elements of the high converting landing page. 1, header with branding. 2, main headline. 3, compelling copy. 4, opt-in form. 5, effective image. And 6, footer with links to policies. So now let's take a look at an example of a high converting landing page that I made and that I actually use and still use to this day. So this is actually a very simple landing page, and that is because it has a very simple offer. Now, as you can see, I actually did not use the header with the branding for this one. Instead, I kind of replaced that with this progress bar because I didn't feel like I needed to brand this page as mine necessarily. And also, I felt like I just wanted to try the progress bar and see if that helped at all. And it may well have. This landing page converts very well. I've driven traffic to this from YouTube and from Facebook ads, and it's never converted at less than 50% for me. So it's a very good landing page. Then we have the main headline here, which introduces exactly what they get, 100% free ebook. I then have a compelling image, which is a mock-up of the cover. And then I have a subheadline, which is the secret to improve your copywriting in 7 days. It elaborates on what they're getting. Then I have a button, which is a call to action, and it opens a pop-up with the form. You could just have a form. I tend to like using buttons because I use a software called ConvertBox, which has really nice pop-ups. And also, I think that people are more likely to fill out a form if they've opened it with a button than if it's just there on the page. That's a personal opinion. It's something that's kind of true of me. I don't know why, but there's a lot of that's something that you might want to test yourself. It might be dependent on the niche. So that's just kind of the way that I do it. It's also nice because the button takes up a little bit less space on the page. Then I have just kind of a quick disclaimer about affiliate marketing and about the fact that I won't spam them. And then I have a footer with a bit of branding, name of my business, and a link to my privacy policy. So again, that's a very simple landing page. It's a very simple example of what of the elements that I just showed you, other than the fact that I don't have the header and I put the branding in the footer and I use this progress bar. So it's a little bit different than just the base model, but that's because I was just a little bit creative with it. And I think it's very effective because it has a very simple offer and the landing page is very simple. It's quite simply a list of the best copywriting tools that I use as a professional copywriter. And I tell them exactly what it is with my headline and my subheadline, which kind of replaces my body copy. And I don't tell them anything other than what they need to know. So that works out very well. Whereas if I was offering something like, say I was offering a landing page for a free SEO consultation, I would probably want to include a little bit of information, because maybe some people don't know exactly what a free SEO consultation would involve. Maybe they would need to be educated about that a little bit. So that would probably include multiple paragraphs of copy instead of effectively a few sentences. All right, so now let's quickly take a look at GroovePages. This is the software that I use to create the landing page we were just looking at. And if you want to get a free for life GrooveFunnels account, which is the software that powers GroovePages, you also get access to their shopping cart software and their affiliate program software. It's all kind of built onto one dashboard, and you can set up a free blog, you can set up a free membership website, you can do tons of stuff with it. There's a link in the description. Just click on that, and you'll be able to sign up for a free GrooveFunnels account, and it's not a trial or anything, it lasts for life. So if you don't have a GrooveFunnels account already, I highly recommend grabbing a free one. It's a really worthwhile tool to invest a bit of time in. And it's also worthwhile to invest in the paid version if you want to do that, but you don't need to in order to build the type of funnel that I was showing you. So this is the one that I built earlier, I think maybe a week or two ago, in a video that I did. And it's not, this is like the kind of the homepage that I made for it. The funnel is actually right here. This is the landing page. And as you can see, this is kind of a bit more creative again, but it still has most of the elements. So I did not include the header with the branding, but again, there is branding in the footer, and I just left this with the standard branding because I was giving a copy of this away to my audience. You can actually still get it if you want. Just go to the other video, the one where I made this page, and look in the description, and there's a link where you can pull this funnel into your account in GrooveFunnels. So I don't have the header with branding, but I do have a main headline, I have some body copy, I have a form, I have a compelling image, and I have a footer with a privacy policy link, and the branding is in the footer. So all of the elements that I mentioned are there. They're just arranged a little bit creatively, and this looks pretty neat on mobile as well. Like it's kind of backwards. Again, the headline is right here, it's not first, but I think that works. So again, just a quick beginner level tutorial. I just really wanted to inform a little bit about what the elements of a high converting landing page are, and explain why the landing page I made in the last GrooveFunnels tutorial would be effective, and what you might be able to do to improve upon it a little bit if you want to work with it, and also just to demonstrate the landing page that I actually use. By the way, if you want to get my ebook of top copywriting tools of 2021, I will put the link for that in the description as well. All right, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment if you've got any questions, and I will catch you in the next video.